Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be going into depth about 3.4C pedigree charts and sex-linked inheritance. I'm going to show you how to analyze the charts and how to make one of your own. So let's get started. Sex-linked inheritance. It's when the offspring inherits the recessive trait over the dominant trait, which is usually the fault or disease passed on through the recessive. One example is red-green color blindness, which is usually found in males, which is XY. Since they have only one X, it makes them way more likely to exhibit the trait. So, let's look at an example. A male and a female decide to have a baby. The father has a sex-linked trait for the red-green color blindness, and the mother is a carrier. So here's what the sex linkage chart looks like. So we're going to cross these like this. Take that X little b over and put it with that X little b. Basically, this is a fast way to do a Punnett square. It saves you time and squares. So let's evaluate the variables and determine the possible affected fertilizations. So here we have X big B, X little b, X big B, Y, X little b, X little b, X little b, and Y. So there's a 50% chance that regardless of the gender, the baby could have color blindness from the father. There's also a 25% chance that it will be a carrier girl, but she would still be able to see color, however. And there would be a 25% chance that it would be a boy who doesn't have it at all. The reason that girls can only be carriers are because of the fact that they have two X's to inherit the trait. However, boys only have one, making them more susceptible to inherit the trait and get the disease. Let's look at another one, on hemophilia, which is a blood clotting disorder. This time, the woman is a carrier of the trait, and the male has no trace of the trait. Let's cross and see what we get. Alright, so I put this in a chart so you could see it easier, and you can see that we only have one possibility of a hemophilic, a full hemophilic, which would be a boy. But we do have another trace of the trait, which would be a carrier in a girl. And we have a normal female and a normal male. So let's go on to pedigrees. So a pedigree is a chart that shows a presence of a trait throughout a family tree. So let's get a little background information before we start. So circles are females, and squares are males, and affected is the colored in. It could be a girl or a boy. A strike through means it's deceased, and the bracketed figures means it's adopted, and the triangles are miscarriages. Popsicle break. So here's an example for the presence of attached earlobes. So here's generation 1, as you can see by the numeral 1, and it will start with the affected female, which you know will be a circle. These are marriage lines, and these are sibling lines. As you can see, they formed into 3 different ways by having 3 different children, and 2 out of 3 children are affected. As you can see, each child got married by the marriage lines and had kids of their own. As you can see, generation 3 had passed it on to both of his children. As you can see, Gen 2 has passed it on to none of her children. And you can see Generation 2, number 5, has passed it on to only one of her children and not the other. So now you get the gist of it. I made a personal chart of my family and a pedigree for the trait of epitheliites, otherwise known as super freckles. This is a case where a person has lots of freckles, and not only on their face, but all over their body. As you can see, the first circle, which would be my Grandma Sandy, has passed the trait on to one of 3 of her children. 1 out of the 3 happens to be my father, Rob, who is number 3, generation 2, and got married to my mom, Amy, and had 3 children. Me, Piper, Blair. As you can see, Blair, number 3, generation 3, has the trait which she inherited from her father, who inherited from his mother. Not gonna lie, I really wanted that trait, but it's all good. Alrighty, we've gone over everything in 3.4C, so I'll see you all later.